Hello, welcome, sports fans, to another episode of the Rocky Sports Talk Sheet. Don't forget tonight to start the NFL Draft. Round 1 is today, the NFL Draft. I'm going to be doing a live stream and talking about the picks and stuff like that and breaking it down. I'm going to be doing it for every day this week and weekend of the NFL Draft. We do have some news. Yesterday, Teddy Bridgewater of the Carolina Panthers was traded to the Denver Broncos in a trade the day before the NFL Draft for a 6th-round draft pick. It does make sense in my book because you did trade to get Darnold from the Jets. Once that happened, I did think that he was going to be the starter for the Carolina Panthers. I know that the coaching staff is familiar with Darnold. And so, as we know, especially in the NFL, when a coaching staff is familiar with the quarterback, they will try to get that quarterback. And that quarterback will be that team starter 9 times out of 10. And that's what happened. So, you all definitely in Carolina can definitely expect and know that Sam Darnold will be the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. They are also projected to move out of the 8th pick. They're they're open and wanting to move out of the number 8 pick and move back to accumulate more draft capital. Also, and surprising news to be honest, because like I said, at number 10, my team sits at number 10. My Dallas Cowboys, as you all see all the stuff on my wall in the background. I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. We're sitting there at number 10. And I know that we need corners and safeties very, very badly. Our secondary was one of the NFL worst last year, along with the Atlanta Falcons. But there's this old lineman that nobody's been talking about for like a month now that is a stud and reminds me wholeheartedly of Orlando Pace. And a prime Orlando Pace was the reason why the greatest show on turf, the St. Louis Rams, were able to do what they did, running the ball and passing the ball, because they had the best O-lineman by far at that time in Orlando Pace, who bullied everybody on the D-line. This guy, Penei Sewell out of Oregon, is that good, and he could actually be even better, in my opinion, than Orlando Pace. Before he even gets drafted, I'm telling you right now, this is a Hall of Fame caliber player without even playing a down in the NFL game yet. He is a Hall of Fame caliber offensive lineman. Flat out. I want him so bad at number 10. I doubt he falls to number 10. But there are teams that I think that were going to take him if they stayed up there that are trying to move out. Most shockingly is number 7. The Detroit Lions are looking to move out of number 7. Now, in the videos that I made previously weeks ago, where I did my first round, where I think they're going to go mock draft, and then where I think they are going to go, I did both versions. I had them going to the Lions on both of them, on my mock draft and where he should go. Now, Cincinnati is sitting there at number 5. I think Cincinnati could take him, but there's been a lot of talk for months now. Their quarterback, Joe Burrow, LSU, Jamar Chase, a wide receiver out of LSU, had by far his career year with Joe Burrow, the year they won the national championship. And it seems like Joe Burrow really wants Jamar Chase to reunite with him in Cincinnati. So I would not be shocked, even though Cincinnati desperately needs O-lineman help too, if they pass on him just to appease to their quarterback and give him his college teammate. I think it would be a stupid move. I think Jamar Chase will be a great receiver in the league, but what is more important in the NFL, receiver or lineman? Hands down, bar none, the second most important thing on your team You can go. It's either your first or second. It's either your quarterback or O lineman. Those are the two most needful positions on the entire football field. Receiver would be somewhere between like number 5 or 4 for me. Okay. So I think Cincinnati might take him at number 5. They should, if they're smart. And even Atlanta should take him at number 4. But I think they're trying to trade out too. There's like 4 teams trying to trade out that are in the top 10. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises. I do want to let you all know that I think the shockers, I do predict a couple of shockers during this draft. I think Jimmy Garoppolo of the San Francisco 49ers, knowing that the 49ers gave up they gave up more than 2 first-round draft picks and several other draft picks just to move up to number 3 to take a quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo knows his time is done in San Fran as a starting quarterback. He has to know that. A team does not give up as much draft capital as the 49ers did to go up to number 3 to get a quarterback to not have him as a starting quarterback. There's no way. There is a 0% chance Jimmy Garoppolo is staying with the Niners and being their starting quarterback for his career. 0% chance. I strongly believe, that I believe it is smoking mirrors that the Patriots, there's been rumors for weeks, that they are going to trade up to get a quarterback. They are not trading up. When have you ever been known to see Bill Belichick at all trade up to go get he doesn't do it. Especially in the first round, he doesn't do it. I think he's going to trade to get Jimmy G back to New England. I think San Francisco and Bill Belichick are going to have serious talks if they haven't already. And I think Jimmy G is going to get shipped off back to the Patriots. Now, what will that do to the Patriots? Look, we got to get real at some point in time. Every quarterback has its end. Is at the end of their career at some point in time, people. I loved Cam Newton when he was in his prime. Loved him. When you throw not even 10 touchdowns in a season like he did last year, you're at the end of your career. Let's be real here, people. You can't be a starting quarterback in the NFL and throwing 10 touchdowns for a season. You can't do it. You cannot be any teams. Any teams. I'm not even saying the Jets. And I'm even saying the Jaguars. You cannot be a starting quarterback even on those kind of teams throwing 10 touchdowns for a season. You cannot do it, especially in today's air game on offense. They expect you nowadays to minimum throw 30. So I think that if this trade does happen, Jimmy G is going to become your new starter. And because he signed for like $3, $4 million, $5 million. I think Cam Newton may have got up to $10 million. That's not bad. But that's nowhere near starting pay. And he'll be the backup. And even if he's the backup, for what he got paid this offseason, he can't complain one bit. He's lucky that he even got that, to be honest. He is lucky. Can he still run? Yeah, he can run. But should he be running the ball and that's all as quarterback? No. That's how he got hurt, and that's why his MVP caliber style player diminished. It's because he kept taking all those hits. That's not his style anymore. It doesn't need to be. I don't want to see Cam Newton become this watered up, injured player and hurt out whenever he's done and retired. I don't want to see an injured, retired Cam Newton with a lot of health issues. I don't want to see that. I don't wish that on him. Because I really did love seeing him whenever he was in his prime, that dude was awesome to watch. And I give him his props. But Cam, your time's done. This is going to be your last year in the NFL, man. Go retire. You had a great career. Like, you took your team to a Super Bowl. And Carolina should definitely love you for that. I mean, you were awesome. But yeah, you did lose the Super Bowl, but you ran into a hell of a defensive Denver Broncos team led by Von Miller in his prime. We're not going to knock you for not winning that Super Bowl. Nobody should and can knock you. That defense was nasty that year. But that's also the abuse that you took and the hits you took in that Super Bowl. That's where your career went downhill from there. You was not the same in that Super Bowl and after that Super Bowl. Honestly, I even said it when I was watching the Super Bowl. I thought he played concussed. Because that dude took some brutal hits. He took a lot of brutal hits. And majority of them came from Von Miller himself. That dude was on his back for that entire Super Bowl. And I'm just telling you, it just did not seem right in that Super Bowl. And I think that's one game where I think he should have been pulled, because I really did think he was concussed playing, especially in the second half. He did not look like he was okay. He looked wobbly. His legs looked wobbly. I just felt bad for him. But it's a Super Bowl. I understand him wanting to stay in the game. You're trying to win the Super Bowl. I 1,000% get it and understand it. And like I said, I'm not knocking him one bit. Because I probably, if I would have been a quarterback on that team and in that game, I would have done everything, broken leg, everything. I would have tried to stay in that game to win the Super Bowl. I would have done everything I could to win the Super Bowl. Also on my live stream later on, I want to let you all know that there's going to be some more shockers, I think, I foresee. There's going to be teams that are going to be upset with their picks, I think. I think there's going to be some reaching. You already know in so many of my videos in the past, I think that the first pick is the wrong pick in this draft. Trevor Lawrence has been deemed like this quarterback god since high school, and he's not even the best quarterback in this draft. Wholeheartedly, hands down, and it's not even close. I'm trying to get people to understand. Zach Wilson from BYU to me is going to be the quarterback of the future to lead the NFL out of this draft, not Trevor Lawrence. Now, will Trevor Lawrence still have a great career? And will he still be a dang good starting quarterback? Yes, he will. Trevor Lawrence is by far the second best quarterback, and it's not even close. Now, and this is the reason why, like I told you, I made this sports show on YouTube. Because I've been getting sick and tired of watching ESPN lately. And FS1 and all these other sports outlets that we've been watching since we were kids. Because it's changed a lot. It has changed a lot for so many years. And every day, we get tired of listening to the same topics. We get tired. Like I said, me and this channel, I'm 100,000% about equality. I believe it. But we don't want to hear about race every day whenever we're there to listen about sports. I mean, you don't want it every day in your ear, in your face, every day. Nobody does. Hell, my best friend, who's African American and loves football too, he's a Cowboys fan just like me, man. And he loves his sports. He loves the NBA a lot. And even he's been saying he doesn't even watch it anymore. Because he can't stand how much they talk about it. And he can't stand a lot of the comments with it. He thinks it's hypocritical. That's his opinion. I just don't like hearing about it a lot whenever I'm trying to watch TV. Now, sometimes I'll check out like some of these shootings and stuff, and I'll be against it because I am against that. But you know, like I said, whenever I just want to relax and just hear sporting news and sporting updates whenever I miss games or whatever, and constantly every topic is race is thrown in my face, it gets annoying after years of listening to it. It gets annoying every day hearing it. The same crap. And honestly, the most annoying topic was for the last, 5 years straight, every day, Jordan and LeBron topic. The GOAT conversation. It gets annoying. Do something new. That's why I did this. That's why I'm doing these videos, because I'm trying to do something new here. But I think that there's going to be teams that are going to trade out. I think maybe, if I had to guess, there's going to be 3 teams trading out of the top 10. I do believe Atlanta's not smoking mirrors this. I think they truly do want out of number 4 and trade back. I think somebody will go up to number 4. I'm fearful that if it's several teams that trade out and teams trade up, that my old lineman out of Oregon that I want desperately at number 10, I think he will go. I think that that's going to be one player, and Kyle Pitts, the tight end out of Florida, because he is one of the greatest tight ends to come out of the draft in over a decade. Like, this dude is a stud. This dude could be better than even a primed, fully healthy Gronkowski. And that's nasty. That is nasty. And he's way faster than Gronk. He is a receiver at tight end. That's nasty. So, I think those are going to be two players that teams will trade up for. Is the offensive lineman out of Oregon and the tight end out of Florida. I think that will happen. Now, the teams that I think are going to reach are going to be probably towards the later rounds, to be honest. Like I said, I will say this. If the 49ers take Mac Jones at number 3, that's a damn reach. Because I think he should be, I think he's honestly the 5th, maybe 6th best quarterback in this draft. Not the 3rd. And he definitely is not a top 3 pick. But there has been some rumor that it's between Trey Lance out of North Dakota State for them at number 3 and Mac Jones. I don't understand Mac Jones. Do y'all not remember A.J. McCarron from Alabama? He reminds me exactly like Mac Jones. And where's A.J. McCarron now? That dude was he ain't been a starter anywhere. And if you think I want a quarterback that I'll truly see nothing but A.J. McCarron written all over him, at quarterback, pick him 3rd. You're straight up talking about Jamarcus Russell kind of bust territory now. Because if he got picked 3rd and was a starter for several years, he's going to be an awful starter for whoever he plays for. Awful. I think Gardner Minshew of the Jacksonville Jaguars, who has been a starter for the last couple years, and last year for the Jaguars, who have the first pick because of the record, couldn't win games, is a better quarterback. I think that's enough said on that. If Mac Jones goes number 3, that's going to be the biggest reach of this entire draft for me. The biggest. I don't even think that Mac Jones is a first round pick, period. Now, if you drafted him, let's say, in the 3rd round, that's about right. Because I don't even think he's a 2nd round. He's not even a 2nd rounder to me. He's 3rd round at best. It's just my opinion. But a lot of people think that Mac Jones is going to be this beast and the next Tom Brady. You all can keep thinking that, and y'all can keep telling me I'm crazy. But you wait till he gets on that field, and then you'll see. No. But make sure that whenever all y'all people that attack me for Mac and talking about Mac Jones, whenever he does play awful, wherever he goes to, make sure you better get back on here and say you called it, and you better let me know, because I'm telling you right now, I don't see it. See, I played football. I can tell. Now, I'm giving him third round because he's still a good quarterback. But first round to me, if you're going to pick a quarterback in the first round especially, you're not looking for a good quarterback or a solid quarterback. You're picking what you believe is a great quarterback for your team. Not just good and average. And I think that's where he's going to be, average in the NFL. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad quarterback in the NFL, but average. You pick an average quarterback in the third and fourth round. You can disagree with me all you want. You all keep throwing out his numbers at Alabama. Hello, I want everybody to understand this. Nick Saban has built a dynasty down at Alabama in college football, okay? By the end of Nick Saban's coaching career in college and at Alabama, just at Alabama alone, he will go down as the GOAT of college coaches in football. If he isn't already. The dude has dominated for a decade at Alabama. And they always get constant five-star recruits all over their freaking football team. He has worked since he's been there. He's probably going to be playing with on his team 4 or 5 receivers that are going to get picked in the first round. Mac Jones has. You give me another college football team that has 4 or 5 first-round talent wide receivers on their current college football team roster. You can't. Don't even try. So whenever you play against teams, you're going to light it up because they can't. There's no way they can defend you. You have way too much firepower. Alabama has had way too much firepower on offense and on defense. You constantly see first rounders on offense and defense every single NFL draft coming out of Alabama. And there's a reason, because that's where all the 5-star and the best players are going. So, of course, the quarterback for that team is going to be lighting it up numbers-wise. What I am saying, whenever you get to an even playing field in football, that quarterback and his awesome stats drastically change. And it's going to happen to Mac Jones. I'm just warning and telling you all the truth. Look at all these other quarterbacks that came from all these teams that had awesome teams. Do y'all not remember Vince Young? His Texas team was loaded. They were loaded with talent. And he went the first round. And he went really super early. Won't y'all look up where he went in the draft and go look at his career NFL stats. They're awful. Mark Sanchez out of USC. Team was loaded. Mark Sanchez, by the end of his NFL career, quarterback for the New York Jets, he had like 2-3 good seasons. Not at quarterback, but the team-wise, they had 2 or 3 good seasons. Because that was during Darrelle Revis Island. The Jets' defense was number 1 by far in the league and took them to 2 straight AFC championship games. Not by Mark Sanchez and that offense, but by that defense. That defense was basically almost the equivalent of the 2000 Ravens defense. And do you think Dilfer, the quarterback of the Ravens in 2000s, was who led that Ravens team to the Super Bowl win? Hell no. Trent Dilfer was a below average quarterback that won a Super Bowl off strictly that defense. The Ravens defense in 2000 was nasty. You all got to understand football. You got to understand what you're seeing and what you're talking about. You got to understand where they play, the level of competition. You got to put all that in there. Not just the player's talent, but the player's talent and what the player played with talent-wise. Hopefully you just understood what I just spun at you. Meaning, Alabama whenever they went up against Ole Miss, who's garbage, in Mississippi State, who's garbage, all these garbage SEC teams, and blew up the stat line. Blew it up. Blew them up. Blup, blup. Oh, wow, you play Tennessee. Tennessee ain't been a good college football team since Palmer was the coach at Tennessee Volunteers. Hello. We're talking 2 decades. What about Ole Miss? Next. Mississippi State ain't been good since Dak Prescott was there. Next. I mean, y'all want to get me started? The SEC has always been LSU and Alabama at the top two spots. Year in and year out. Year in and year out. So I'm trying to tell you all, Mac Jones had a hell of a college career last year. Yes, he did. Awesome for him. But he has, just starting at wide receiver in that game, that national championship game last year, he has 3 receivers that are going in the first round in the NFL draft. Starting. That's just starting. I'm telling you right now, the number 4th receiver, number 5th receiver, because one of those, 2 of those receivers are in this year's draft that are going in the first round. And early in the first round. And Riggs and Devontae. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. He's going in the top 10. Yeah, him and Chase, the receiver. But I mean, their star receiver, he's going in the first round, top 10. I mean, he had 250 yards by himself in that national championship game. Couldn't stop that receiver. Couldn't stop him. That's why Mac Jones's stats look so damn good. Because give me NFL, any college football team that can stop 3 5-star first round talent-wise wide receivers. 3. Not 1, but 3 on the field at the same time. I'll wait. Nobody, no team in college could. Not even if you're a defensive known team can you stop 3. You just can't. That's too much. That is too much. And then he had star running back Najee Harris. I mean, dude, the dude had weapons galore, bro. I'm telling you right now, if Mac Jones goes number 3 to San Francisco, you traded away several first-round picks, and you made one of the dumbest trades in NFL draft history, and you're going to pick a bad decision at number 3 in the first round if you take Mac Jones. I'm throwing it out there. If anybody takes him in the first round, it's a bad decision, in my opinion. I think he's going to end up looking like Mark Sanchez. And won't you all go look up his career? Remember the butt fumble against the Patriots? Yeah, that's his highlight. That's what he's known for. Mark Sanchez is known for the butt fumble. That's not what you want to be known for in your NFL career. Now, he'll be a better quarterback than Jamarcus Russell. You honestly cannot get worse whenever you talk draft bust than Jamarcus Russell. That dude was a awful first number 1 overall pick at quarterback. That was awful, and I think Oakland regrets it tremendously. Well, can't even say Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders now, but then it was the Oakland Raiders. Now, Teddy Bridgewater, I will say, he's not the same since he got hurt years ago. But he's not a bad... Like, he would be one of the top backup quarterbacks in the league. But as a starter, I'm sorry, I got to be honest here. it's not there anymore. Before he got hurt, yeah, it could have trajected to a good starting quarterback. But with his injuries and stuff, I just think it changed him so much because he was like a mobile quarterback. Then he tore his ACL and his knee pretty bad, and he's never been the same. He can't run nowhere near like he did coming out of college. He can't do things that he used to and the quarterback that he was before he got hurt. So, yeah, Denver, that's not a bad trade. He is better than Drew Lock, I think. I think he's better than Drew Lock. So it's not a bad trade. Especially for a 6th-round draft pick. Dude, you didn't give up nothing to get him. So that's not a bad trade at all. That's actually a good trade. I think that he will be... Teddy Bridgewater is better than Drew Lock for Denver Broncos at starting quarterback. It's not a huge upgrade, but it's a start. I mean, it's a start. Now, teams that I think that need to move up, and I'm going to be honest here. I know that you all think that Jameis Winston with the Saints is going to be good for the Saints. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. If I was the Saints, I would be one of the teams to move up for a quarterback. Drew Brees is officially retired. He's not coming back. You have to get another quarterback for the Saints. I'm telling you, Jameis Winston and this Jason, that multi-different positional player at quarterback behind Jameis Winston, it's not going to work out. The Saints, it's not going to work out. If you think that there's going to be another 5,000-yard passing season with the Saints, you are drastically dreaming. You'll be lucky to get to 3,000 passing yards next year if those are going to be your two quarterbacks. And in today's game, you got to throw over 3,000 if you're going to be a playoff team. You just have to. You have to. Or this team's going to be one-dimensional, basically running it and running Alvin Kamara into the ground and changing his whole NFL outlook career because he's going to get hit so much this year and punished because they're going to have to hand them the ball so many times to even compete to win games. The Saints are going to go from divisional winners this year to flat out of the playoff picture entirely. I'm just telling you all that. I know that there's a lot of Saints lovers out there, but with no Drew Brees and the quarterbacks they have now, I'm sorry, Jameis Winston is known for the 30 for 30. 30 touchdowns. Good job for you. But 30 interceptions. Boo. That's dreadful. He has always thrown a boatload of interceptions every year. He is not accurate at all. He just throws it. He doesn't have that aiming at quarterback. He just throws it and just hopes that his team catches it and the other doesn't. That's not what I want at my starting quarterback. That's not going to win you games. Go look up his career at Tampa. They were never a playoff caliber team with him at quarterback. The whole time he started there. Never. Ever. His best year was at 500. 8-8. So I think the Saints need to be one of the teams to go up. And I'm not going to lie. Later on in the draft, because you got to understand, these draft picks don't cost a lot at all on rookie deals. I'm going to throw up some other teams that need to get a quarterback and look at quarterbacks in this draft. Detroit Lions. I'm sorry, I don't like Jared Goff. That was a dumb trade. Jared Goff is not. No. No. You need another quarterback. Detroit Lions. I still need a quarterback, at least a backup, because we don't know what Sam Darnold can do, because the Jets ruined his career to start out. I'm not blaming Sam Darnold up to this point, because that head coach for the Jets is god-awful and is not no QB guru at all. He sucks. But you still don't know what you got with Sam Darnold. I would take a quarterback later. I'm not saying that these have to be first-round quarterbacks. I'm just saying at all, anywhere in the draft. Carolina still needs to take another quarterback. Honestly, because Dak Prescott got hurt. And because of the backups that we have on our team are dreadfully bad behind Dak Prescott, god-awful bad. We don't know how his knee and his leg and everything after surgery is going to hold up for Dak yet. So at some point in one of these 7th rounds, I want Dallas to take another quarterback and make him the backup quarterback behind Dak, just in case. You need to have an insurance policy. You need to have a solid backup in the NFL. You just have to at that position. I think Atlanta Falcons, look, Matt Ryan's getting up there in age. I think it's time that you all look at a quarterback. You want somebody to learn, because I'm going to tell you what, Matt Ryan is a hell of a quarterback. Like, if you want somebody to learn under somebody, he's going to be one of the quarterbacks I want my young quarterback to learn under, would be Matt Ryan. That dude is a stud at throwing the ball. He's been hurt, and his defense has failed him every year. Even the year they went to the Super Bowl, their defense was never good. He's never had a good defense to back him up. Because he can light it up offensively and put up 30, 35 every week. But if your defense allows 40 and 50, you're going to lose. I mean, Jesus. The dude had a 35-point lead against my Cowboys last year, and his team blew it. I still don't know how we won that game last year. I still don't know how we beat Atlanta last year. Down in that first half, as bad as we were. It's one of the biggest comebacks in NFL history, and it just baffles me because I still don't understand how we walked out of there with a W. It still shocks me. It's awesome, but it shocks the hell out of me. Here's the reason why that coach got fired. And yet, Dallas picks him up, and now he's on our team. Ugh. But Atlanta, look for another quarterback to learn under Matt Ryan. He's one of the top tier quarterbacks to learn under. He would be awesome to teach his next guy that's going to replace him. New England. Even if you trade for Garoppolo, you still got to go get another quarterback. I still think you need because like I said, this is Cam Newton's last NFL year. I firmly believe after this year, he's going to be retired. It's sad to see it. It's sad to say. But every player has their day to retire. So you're still going to need a backup. And with Jimmy Garoppolo's injury history starting, you still need another QB. So the Patriots, you need to draft another QB somewhere in this draft. Also, gotta say it, and this is one of the best teams in the league, but they don't have a backup really either. What if Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is out? Chiefs, you need to be looking for a decent backup quarterback to Patrick Mahomes. Because if he ever goes out during the regular season, you're always in the playoff hunt. You're going to want that team to continue to try to at least win some games while he's out. So KC needs to get a quarterback. The Ravens need a quarterback, mainly because of how Lamar Jackson is as a quarterback. Look, you can run all you want and be fast. All it takes is one hit that you don't see coming, and you're out. And that's what I fear the most with Lamar. If he takes that one big hit, blindsided hit he doesn't see coming, and he gets hurt, because even Michael Vick was fast, but he got hurt sometimes taking hits he didn't see. It's going to eventually happen to Lamar Jackson. You need to have a good backup quarterback. So those are the teams that I primarily think need to look at quarterbacks as well. Also, this is enough on this video. I'm going to be on later on, streaming live during the NFL draft. Every day I'm going to be doing it. Also, check me out on Twitter at Rocky Sports, ROCKEY Sports. Now the profile, it will say Rocky Sports Talk Sheet, of course. But to find me on Twitter, you can go at Rocky Sports. Also on Twitch, because I do game. Rocky Sports Talk Sheet, all one word. And on Facebook as well, Rocky Sports Talk Sheet. Anyways, please like and subscribe. I know I'm new, but it would be greatly appreciated if you can like and subscribe. No pressure, though. I'm not going to be one of those that pressure you to do it. Yeah. But hopefully you guys will tune in. Hopefully we get some people on this live stream. I'm trying to spread the word. That's kind of how you grow. It's just trying to spread the word. So thank you all for watching this video. Thank you all for listening. I hope it was good content. And I hope that, whatever team that you all root for, I hope that you all do get the player that you all want. Or, so some people and their teams, they want, they want to trade away to get more draft picks for future drafts. I understand that. You want to build your team in the future. So hopefully it works out for everybody. I do want at number 10, Penei Sewell, the offensive lineman at number 10. Hopefully, 1 through 9, all those teams are stupid and don't draft them. That would be great. That would be greatly appreciated. I want him at number 10 so bad. But if not, we'll take a corner. I'll take Horn. But anyways, thank you all for listening to this episode of the Rocky Sports Talk Sheet. And until my next video, I'm going to be making another video here in a minute. Y'all can go also check out another good video that I made. The previous video was about Jeannie Buss's top 5 most impactful Lakers of all time and how her list is probably biased. And yes, I did not think, and wholeheartedly, I will argue with anybody, he is a top 5 all-time player in LeBron James, but he is not deserving to be, especially this early in his Laker career, top 5 most impactful Lakers of all time. My list would easily go Phil Jackson, Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Jerry West, because he won a title for them in his playing days, and then from there on, he built all these dynasties that the Lakers had after him. He was the one that made all the picks and got all the players for the Lakers in the 80s and 90s. He's the one that made the trade on draft day to get Kobe. He's the one that brought Shaq to LA and won 3 straight with the Lakers. He's the one that kept Kobe there. I don't know if y'all knew this. During one of his off seasons, Kobe was going to leave and go to the Lakers or join the Clippers. Jerry West went to the Clippers. He was going to join him with the Clippers. He told him no, because the owner, you don't want to play for this owner. And eventually we find out Starling, he was a racist, and they kicked him out of the league and forced him to sell the team. So Jerry West has done a lot for the Lakers and the NBA as a whole. No way Just on rings that he's been a part of and made happen, that's over 6 rings. 7 rings that he's a part of till LeBron's won. You are high if he's on that top 5 list. By far, Jerry West is in that top 5 and not LeBron. But you all can go check out that video. It has even a lot more stuff on there. But thank you all for listening. Peace out till my next video.